Cafe Central, we have a real treat for women only, and men, we get to listen in. Shaunti, welcome to the show.
It's good to be with you.
A pretty exciting book that you've come out with here. You've interviewed 1,000 men. Ladies, isn't that a great job? I should come out with a book where I get to interview 1,000 ladies. So what did you learn about us? Why is it so thick? There's only 2 things about us, sports and ladies.
Yeah, big surprise.
Are we more complicated than that?
You know, actually, it's really interesting. I started out just as clueless as any other woman in a way to what was so important to you guys. And it was
Well, tell me some of these situations, see if I come out as normal.
Well, see, here's the thing. Okay, let me ask you this question.
Okay.
For most guys, feeling loved is actually not their highest need. If you had to, would you as a man rather choose?
I would want to be, let me tell you what my answer would be and see if it even fits in.
Yeah.
Because I thought about it the other day. I'd rather be believed in than loved.
There you go, ladies. See, here's the thing. Guys answer, if they had to, we all need to be loved, right? But if they had to, most guys would rather feel respected than loved. Believe it or not, ladies, this is a big deal to you guys. It's for us as women, we really do often respect the man in our life and have no idea that we're conveying the opposite. So here's an example, right? Classic case, microcosm of this issue. It's a silly thing, but most of us women have been driven crazy when you men drive in circles and refuse to stop and ask for directions, right?
We're not driving in circles. We're just narrowing the options down.
Exactly. You know exactly where you're going. And here's the thing that guys told me after I did all these interviews is they said when their wife or girlfriend sits in the passenger seat and says, honey, please just stop and ask for directions, what we are actually saying is, I don't trust you.
Which is probably true.
Which is actually, and I think about it and I think, you know what? That is true. That is exactly what I'm saying. I don't trust you to find your way, so let's stop and ask some other man for directions. You can see how this would be an issue. And the thing that sort of points out, silly little microcosm, but it happens day in, day out in our relationships where we realize, wait a second, it's a choice. Am I going to choose to trust you or not? And here's really what it comes down to. We have this strange idea in our culture that love is to be unconditional, but respect must be earned, okay?
Right.
But that's essentially making you work for what is most important to you. And how would we like it if our man only loved us when we were lovable? No. We want him to love us anyway. And it's the same thing with guys. If it's true that 3/4 of men said respect is their highest need, we shouldn't have to make them work for it. We should give it to him anyway, demonstrate trust and respect, and watch him sort of light up and become sort of the man that he's supposed to be.
I think that's a key there is watching us light up, because when you do it right, it's almost like a reward to you because of what we will give in return.
Absolutely. Guys have said, you know what, I will run through a brick wall for a woman who makes me feel admired. And, you know, I guess it's sort of maybe not a very politically correct thing these days, but for some reason we women have gotten this idea that in order for us to succeed and to be the person we're supposed to be, we have to keep you down. And that's like ridiculous, because if you think about it, when we're treated the way we want to be treated, we light up, we become sort of outward focused and others focused, and it's the same thing with our guys. It's the way you're built too.
Right. I think some of the things that come to my mind, there would be steps is hearing occasionally, I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
Just I'm proud of you.
Yeah.
I don't know that we're really into the way we look, or those kind of comments don't mean as much as they probably do to you, so you're giving us to us.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm proud of you. You made a great decision. It's going to be okay.
Yep.
I know you'll get off your, you know, if we got fired or we're looking for a new job or transition, is that you're not beating us down. We're already hard enough on ourselves.
Exactly. You'll have the relationship that you most want as a woman.
All right, well, let's get to those points. We're going to get it to as many as possible.
Yeah,
this is for women only, but men listen in. Let's see if we agree. So in the book, short conversations. Is that in there?
To the point. Exactly.
Get to the point.
Get to the point. Exactly. That's like the magic bullet. Guys have told me that they get so frustrated when their wife or girlfriend starts to tell this long story about what happened at work, and this guy said, I have no idea if what she's going to say at the end of it was either I was fired, or so isn't that sad? You know, I mean, like some like big thing or some little thing. Get to the point, and he'll be able to listen a lot better to the rest of the story.
And then also what better be in here is that we like closure. That
Yes.
when she tells a story that there's a problem, we would like to see resolution right there. Like, honey, do this.
That's part of the guys wanting to fix things. And believe it or not, my husband and I
We may not be
actually,
good at fixing things, but we like to try
you like
to fix,
try
right?
it. And you know what? This is the thing, ladies. This drives us crazy, by the way. We just want you to listen. We want you to sort of feel our pain. You know, the guy's like, I want to fix it, and we interpret that as kind of unloving. And the guy is trying to be helpful. He's basically, this is your way of saying, I love you. And it's what an incredible opportunity for us to maybe switch the way we've been thinking about things and give the guy a break. Give him the benefit of the doubt and recognize most guys in our lives really do have goodwill towards us. And it's a wonderful opportunity for us to move in their direction a little bit and instead of expecting them entirely to move in our direction.
All right. Ladies, are you listening? Now, this is a big one for me. And is it in here? Why won't men, I'm not speaking myself.
Not you. Yeah.
But I'm still I'm single.
Absolutely.
Why do we have a hard time committing?
Oh man, you know what? This is actually a really big deal in the heart of a man that goes down really deep. I was really surprised about this. There's a couple of different reasons. One that I was really surprised about is we all know as women that men want to be a provider, right? Okay.
Yes.
We don't realize as women what that actually means, and that it's this burden and this compulsion that goes so deep into the heart of a guy that he feels like, I can't take this step of commitment unless, by golly, I know how I'm going to provide for this woman in my life that I want to care for. And we women were like, hey, I can care for myself perfectly fine, thank you very much. You know, we're strong, independent women. And the guy's, whether or not he's a strong, liberated man, he feels it's his job. How am I going to provide for this woman?
I'm very curious about the married men.
Yeah.
What are they looking for from their wives?
Well, you know, one of the other subjects that I cover in the book, of course, which you can't not cover when you're
Now you're going to bust me to know what first chapter I went to.
Talking about men, I know they always grab the book and they kind of go over here to the side, and I look up and I say, you're looking at the sex chapter, aren't you? And every guy says, if he doesn't go there first, he's lying. So let's talk about that for a second, because this is a big deal. And we women, honestly, we don't understand exactly why this is such a big deal for our husbands. And here's really what it's saying. We women think physical intimacy in marriage is primarily a physical need. That's sort of the category we put it in. And you know what? I got 2 small preschool children, and when you've been pulled on by little hands all day, sleep seems like a physical need. So I always try to break it to guys gently. You know, if women are comparing sex and sleep, sometimes sleep is going to win. But here's the thing that I didn't realize, is that for our husbands, it is not primarily the physical need that they're looking for. It's essentially a fulfilling love life with their wife makes a man feel desired. It makes him feel that he's wanted, and feeling desired and wanted by his wife gives a man a sense of confidence and a sense of well-being in the rest of his life. And conversely, not feeling desired by his wife, feeling like it's a little too easy for her to say no, makes a husband feel rejected. You know, I must not be much of a man, and it gives him this nagging sense of depression and a lack of well-being in the rest of his life. Suddenly, what I was hearing wasn't primarily a physical need at all. It was this enormous emotional need he couldn't get met any other way. So this is something I always tell wives, you know, it's really a neat opportunity to find this out and be surprised by it, yeah. But to say, what a great opportunity to be able to give my husband this great gift of confidence and a sense of well-being.
Wow. I like that advice. That's good advice. I'll give it to my wife when I get married.
Most men do, yes.
The surprises in the book as we close. Tell us a few of the surprises about us.
Okay, you want to know the best one? Here's the best one. All right. Here's the thing that was the biggest surprise. And honestly, when I did this big national survey, and I had done all these multiple choice questions, and at the end, I gave the men a blank space. And I said, okay, we've talked about all these things. What is the one most important thing you wish your wife or significant other knew, but feel you can't explain to her or tell her? What's the one thing that they wish their wife knew was how much I love her? That was by far the largest response to that question.
How many women out there just went, "Aw"?
Probably most of them.
So your men do love you. I love that advice. There's much, much more throughout the pages. You've had a very successful career. Thanks so much for this book and the second one that's coming down the way, but this one's out for women only. Men, I think we learned something too. But thanks for taking the time to try to understand us.
Yeah, hey, it's been fun. Been a fun ride.
It's been great.
Thanks
and
so
we do have
much.
feelings in there somewhere?
You do, actually, believe it or not.
We'll find out later. More Cafe Central when we return. Thank you so much for watching. Are you tired of negative news? We are.
And that's why we're creating a movement.
By keeping it real.
With what you need to know.
It's more than what's happening.
It's bringing hope back to our lives.
So go to conntv.com and join our movement.